Welcome to Sumita Roy's English classroom. This is Professor Sumita Roy. Today we have a video on how to speak clearly. Clarity has 2 points which you have to remember. One is that when you speak, the ideas you want to give are clear. The other is that when you speak, the person who's listening to you understands you. Because we always speak for the listener. We don't speak for our own self. These 2 points you have to keep in mind. I would like to remind you that you need to watch the videos from the beginning to the end in order to get the benefit. You also need to like and share and comment. Finally, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Those who are regular viewers, I would like to tell you something. I'm making the grammar videos both in a video form, in a PowerPoint form. But all my hard work is going waste because not many are watching the PowerPoint. I would like you to watch it individually, not copy it and give it to your friends. Unless you watch, YouTube does not promote the videos. Therefore, it doesn't reach the people for whom I'm working so hard. It is no use saying, Madam, give PowerPoint, and when I give PowerPoint, there are no views. So please do that. This clarity, I hope, is there because we are going to talk about clarity today, how to be clear in your speaking. So I have given you clear instructions. If you have students, as you are a teacher, if you have friends, or if you have a group of learners of English with you, ask each of them, even if there are thousands of them, to watch the videos individually, not for you to just copy and share the video so that all of them will watch it in one view. I don't need one view. I need thousands and millions of views so that YouTube promotes the video and it reaches those people who cannot afford to pay and learn English. That is the reason why these videos are made. Therefore, please remember these things. Now let us come to the various points or the various steps which you have to remember in order to make your speech clear so that everybody who you speak to understands how you speak. The first point which I would like to mention is that you have to think clearly. Unless your thoughts are clear, your speaking can never be clear. If your thoughts are in a state of confusion, or if you have just one thought and then while speaking you would like to add to it, there is confusion. So make your thoughts clear. Suppose you have to describe something. If you look at the past videos, I have described a friend, a festival, your own city. All these descriptions are there in some video or the other. Now, what do you require? You require to know about your friend. You require to know what are the attractions in your city. You require to also know what points of the festival you're talking about will you mention. You have to have a blueprint in your mind. In your mind itself, you have some ideas which you are going to express. So the clarity of thought is what is foremost. Many of us are not able to speak because we do not have this clarity. Language is secondary. Primary is, are you clear in your thoughts? This needs mental discipline. For clarity, which is point number 1, you require to think with mental discipline. Mental discipline means what? you are able to concentrate on a single idea which you are thinking about. Suppose I tell you to describe your job in 10 sentences. You can describe your job because you do it every day. But since you do it every day, you are so familiar, you give one point and then you go off to the third or fourth idea, then you come back to the same point again. Your speaking or your description is in a mess. There is confusion. Nobody knows where it begins, where it ends, how it continues. I will teach you paragraph writing also in the writing skills videos. There I will tell you how to formulate a paragraph. So now mental discipline, mental concentration are important for arranging your thoughts. Point number 1. Now we come to the second point, point number 2. How to frame the sentences. For beginners, I would say this, that you frame sentences one by one. Don't try to put all the 20 sentences together in your mind at once. Then all the sentences will get jumbled. You won't know which sentence begins where and which sentence ends where. You have too much to say and you do not know how to arrange it. So, for beginners, it is always better to practice speaking clearly by writing something. You write in a piece of paper what you want to say, arrange the points in the correct order, the sentences one after another in a logical order, and practice reading it 10 or 20 times. Once you practice like this, maybe 5 or 10 descriptions or 5 or 10 arguments. Suppose somebody is arguing with you, then you are not able to reply. You come home and you feel bad that I could not argue at all. I could not give enough points at all. Then what you say is you come home and you write down, arrange them in the right order, and then read them 10 times so that next time there is any other argument, you will be well prepared to have the sentence arrangement correctly. This is very important for beginners. How to frame sentences? I have been giving you in speaking practice. In every video of speaking practice which is there, I'm telling you how to form sentences. In some videos, there are 20 sentences. In some videos, there are 50 sentences. We have language drill videos. First, which were uploaded, 4 or 5 months back. Those videos have how to frame sentences. Then you also have a video where you have a beginner's test. Beginner's test video is there. Beginner's test answer video is also there. These are all videos which tell you how to frame sentences correctly. Now, if you watch these videos many times, watching it once is of no use. The same thing, if you keep watching, it becomes a part of your thinking. It becomes a file in your, mental computer. So the file is available to you. Now, if I want to use my laptop, I can search for the file and I can immediately use that file. That is what happens when we are talking about clarity, making sentences, to speak clearly and make sentences. Once you are confident of making correct sentences, then it is enough for you to start speaking. For people who are at a higher level, that is not the beginners. Beginners, you have to do sentence by sentence. The advanced level or the medium intermediate level, They can form idea by idea or point by point. You don't need to think of sentence by sentence. You can think in terms of ideas. These are the ideas I will present. Make the points in your mind. These are the points I will present. In each point, this is what I will speak. So you have all the sentence construction in your mind. Now, for sentence construction to be clear, you have to learn grammar. Though we have very, very few views in the grammar videos because nobody wants to learn grammar. Everybody wants to learn English quickly. But when you come to the basic level, English quickly is good. When you want to go ahead, you want to go into the advanced level, which I hope all the 27,000 subscribers want to do. You all want to reach that level, which is where your English is excellent in speaking and writing. There you require grammar because you make mistakes otherwise. For instance, you do not know where to use the word myself. Many times I have told you, this comes in the reflexive and emphasizing pronoun. I think that is pronoun video number 2. We constantly use myself and my family are going for a picnic. Meaning is clear, but your sentence construction is wrong. Clarity is missing because people who do not know what you mean will mistake the myself word and they will not understand what you're saying clearly. What you need to say is, my family and I are going for a picnic. Order of nouns and pronouns. I never comes first. My family, third person comes first. Third person, second person, first person. That is how the order is. How will you know this order? How will you have clarity in your speaking unless you watch the grammar videos, you practice all the exercises, examples which are given in the videos so that you don't make such a mistake? You can easily say, my family and I. It is such a simple sentence. Then you have, you know, I, instead of saying, I am so and so, you say, myself, Sumita Roy. If I say, then I'm wrong because we cannot say myself. Myself can never come instead of a personal pronoun. Myself is not a personal pronoun. Now, how will you know this fact of grammar? Unless you look at the videos of grammar. I called it the English classroom because I wanted to do a job which is systematic, a job which you have missed out because in your schools and colleges they did not teach you the foundations properly. But I find that if I give a video just for learning, quick learning, then there are more views. If I give a video for foundation, there are no views. That is why clarity does not come. After watching 80 videos, if you still make mistakes in your comments, that is our communication. You know, when you write a comment, I get to know you. I get to test your English. That is why I keep telling you to write as many comments as possible. If you write hundreds and thousands of comments, I come to know the level of English of the 100,000 people. I come to know whether you're writing clearly or not. Sometimes the comment comes which I cannot understand at all. You have written, you have written with a lot of effort, but I have not understood. Then what should you do? You should check your sentence structure. You should go to the grammar lessons and try to strengthen the grammar lessons. Many of you who might be teachers are taking the grammar lessons and playing it in your classes. I would recommend you to tell your students to watch them on their own. If you do spoon feeding to your students, they will never grow up. Even when they are 20, they will remain immature, dependent on you. A good teacher is one who makes the students independent. So don't allow the students to depend on you. Tell them that this is the YouTube video you need to watch. Go and watch on your own, then ask me questions about it. Don't copy the notes and give it to them. That is absolutely not correct. Now we come to the third, point. And that third point is your pronunciation. Very often, pronunciation creates a lot of problem. Somebody says, I feel the jug with water. Now, the pronunciation is, I feel the jug with water. Now, the word is not feel, the word is fill. We have two words similar. Feel is something, some emotion. You say that I feel happy or I feel sad. That is feel. But if you say, I feel the jug, you're making a mistake. You have to say, I fill the jug. So when you say, I seat on a chair, seat is a correct word, but the word required here is sit. I sit on a chair. When you say I sit on a chair, there is movement. In another video, I have said the bird is sitting. Is sitting is static because there is no movement. Already the bird is there on the branch. So if that person is watching this video, please check the static and active. I sit means I'm standing and I sit. Movement is there. The moment you put it in the continuous tense, what is continuous tense, you'll ask? Go back to the video on continuous tense. Then it becomes static. I am sitting, I'm not moving, I'm in a place. Then, the next dynamic is the monkey jumps onto the branch. So, jump, even if I'm jumping, if you say, that is movement, that is action. So, these things you need to know only if you understand what is happening. And without correct pronunciation, understanding is so difficult. I heard the word measure or the word treasure pronounced as Meyer. Meyer, je is difficult. So they replace by saying Meyer. Now, if you say Meyer, I cannot understand. Sometimes for mayor, mayor is the person who looks after the city. It's a position. And that mayor is also pronounced as Meyer. That is not correct. You cannot understand. A word like garage, garage is where you keep your car, is very often mispronounced as garage. If you say garage, local people might understand. But what about when you're speaking to others, when you're speaking to people who don't belong to your region? We People very often pronounce against as against. NST is difficult to pronounce, so they put E in the middle. Against. The word is not against, the word is against. Similarly, you have, I gave you this example when I was doing pronunciation videos. There's a beautiful movie called My Fair Lady, based on a play by Bernard Shaw, Pygmalion. There, the A sound is taught. Very difficult. The sound we pronounce is I. I is very easy. A is very difficult. So the train or the rain or Spain, this is what the young girl is taught. So she says the trine, the Rhine, and the spine. She says the Rhine in spine falls mindly on the plines. That is how she pronounces because she doesn't know how to pronounce. Then she corrects it by saying, the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. So all the sounds are A sounds and the others are I sounds, which are mistaken. So if you pronounce correctly, clarity comes. If you mispronounce, clarity does not come. Therefore, you have to pronounce correctly. Now, vocabulary is very important. Who is your listener? That you should know. You will find this difference in our own videos. If you look at the videos which I made category by category, earliest videos, beginners, mid-level, advanced level, you can go and watch the difference. You will find that the beginners video has vocabulary which is very basic. The advanced videos have vocabulary which is very high. The intermediate level has vocabulary which is medium. This difference you have to remember depending on who you are speaking to. Of late, you might have seen that the literature videos have a much higher vocabulary than the easy English or the English speaking videos. These are very, very simple because the majority of people who visit this channel, I'm sure, are people who are not literature students. They want to learn language. So we have more views on that. But please remember, as you finish these videos, to check how much you have learned, to check whether your vocabulary has become better, whether you can understand and use an advanced vocabulary, you can go to the literature videos. You are not going to appear for an examination in that text, but you are going to improve your language. You are going to work very hard at becoming at that level. You're going to rise step by step to reach that level where vocabulary is high, so that you are prepared for all kinds of audience. Today you are speaking to small children. You have to alter the video to their level, which they understand. Same topic you are speaking to adult learners. Now, adult learners have no education. They don't know much, but they have a lot of experience which the children don't have. The child learner and the adult learner might be learning the same lesson, but the child learner has to be told differently because they have no experience of life. The adult learner can be given vocabulary or experience or stories which are available to them in a language which is available to them. Now, you are going to speak to a group of people who have come to look at your products in your company. Suppose you're working and you are making a presentation on behalf of your organization. Then you have to use the highest, most sophisticated vocabulary. This is called subject specific vocabulary. I will make many videos on vocabulary, subject specific vocabulary. Suppose you are talking in a social context, social conversation. So, what vocabulary would you use? You would use vocabulary about the decoration of the place, the clothes people are wearing, or what is being discussed in society, which are the problems of the community which are being discussed. These topics you have to talk about. Suppose that is subject specific. Suppose you go to a place where you are talking about equal opportunities. Now, in each place now, we have equal opportunities center. So you have to talk about this. Then you would have some specific words for it. Suppose you're talking about the food crisis in the world, or you're talking about global warming. Then you have to know some vocabulary associated with ecology and environment. Suppose you are a computer specialist. You are talking about software or hardware. Then you have to have special words to explain it to experts, you need specialized computer vocabulary. To explain it to people who don't understand, you have to have the expert vocabulary plus a simple vocabulary. That means you must know synonyms. So your vocabulary exercise becomes very important in clarity. Now, one last point before we finish, and that is ambiguity. Ambiguity means you say something, but the meaning is not even clear to yourself. Suppose you say, I cook myself. Now, the problem is structure is correct. I cook, and then you say, I cook myself. Then what does it mean? That you take your finger and start cooking? You cook, the food is yourself and you are doing it. That is not the meaning. When you say I cook myself, that means you are putting yourself in the pot and you are putting it on the fire and cooking. That is not correct. Even cannibals don't eat themselves, they eat other human beings. The term is cannibal, Cannibal. So there is ambiguity here that you can understand. Now, if you say, he said he should finish the work. Now, there are two times the word he. Is it that there is only one person, or is it that there are two people? Now, this is not clear at all. So, when you have this, this kind of ambiguity, then what you do is you put nouns at least in one place. You say that the manager said he should complete the work. So now you have two, the manager and he, two are there. Or you say the manager told or the manager said to the officer that he should complete the work. Then he refers to the officer, he doesn't refer to the manager. That becomes clear. So, whenever you are using pronouns or whenever you are using verbs, sometimes there is no clarity at all. I remember in one of the comments, a question was asked. I still remember because the comments are, what makes me think about what to say in the videos. Your comments are very, very important for me. Why can't we say she meditates instead of saying she has been meditating? I must have given the example, she has been meditating. So this was a wonderful comment. I liked the comment very much. That's why I remember it. Because both the sentences are correct, but they are two different meanings. She meditates is a habitual action. I'm planning to make a video on habitual actions, habits. And then you have, she has been meditating. That means the action began in the past, it is continuing in the present, and it is likely to end in the future. She meditates does not give that kind of a explanation which you want to give by saying she has been meditating. So you can say she has been meditating for the past 1 hour. So now she will stop, or she will meditate for 1 more hour. If you say she meditates, that means yesterday she did, today she did, tomorrow she will do, day after she'll do, 5 years back she was doing, 10 years later also she will do. It is not a continuous process which is visualized as coming to an end. So you can imagine how much of ambiguity is there unless you know where to use what. Clarity does not come unless you use the nouns and verbs properly. Now I have told you adjectives and adverbs also, they also should be placed correctly. So you avoid ambiguity by not misusing words, you avoid learning vocabulary, and you avoid ambiguity by constructing your sentences properly. That requires grammar. So, what I'm saying is that the clarity of your language, which is essential for the listener, depends on how much of English foundation you are learning. Not these tricks or not these steps alone, but building up your knowledge of English, your storehouse of English. So please do these, watch all the videos which are being made. If you share the video, ask them to watch individually. Don't watch them all together on a big screen, because unless we get more and more and more views, YouTube does not send it to people who are really in need of English. I hope all of you will be a part of my team in promoting all these videos. Thank you and all the best.